button right now, we are witnessing some of the craziest action on Bitcoin in a long time. This is why I said I must have a live stream with you guys. So just share with you guys the excitement that is going on. Obviously, Bitcoin has just shot up to the moon. Look at that. So it was at around 35,000 just like a few minutes back. We're pulling back a little bit, but that's not stopping the momentum. It's been up. Look at these numbers, guys. Look at these numbers. 12.4%. When have we had a day where Bitcoin shot up more than 10%, like 12% in a day? And look at the 7 days. Well, 7 days we're up 22%, guys. Like this is long. We've been waiting for this for a long time. And something I want to say for you guys, right? Why this is insane, why this is crazy, is because last time we did a live stream, we talked about this fake rumor, right? This fake news that was put out about this Bitcoin ETF, right? And that sent Bitcoin to 30K before pulling back. But now we have 34K without any rumors. This is insane. We haven't even got the ETF, right? People probably thought at that moment, right? That was last week that we got the Bitcoin ETF. Oh my God, guys, Bitcoin, iShares BTF, this is going. But yeah, that was how excited everyone was. But now, right, we have a little bit. It's still ETF excitement. It's not a confirmation yet. It's ETF excitement. But right now, just on this pure market alone, we're moving up. And what's kind of special about this is that all the alts are moving up as well. So this is actually very, very healthy, right? Sometimes when we see Bitcoin pump, everything, it just sucks in everything, right? It's a vortex. It just pulls in everything from the market. It just drains Ethereum. It drains Solana, everything, right? Cardano, Doge, all go down. But what we're seeing today is they're seeing optimism return to the markets. We've seen altcoins also going up. Okay, sure. Ethereum's not going up as much as Bitcoin, right? It's not performing as strong as Bitcoin, but it's not getting drained. It's not getting drained. The power's not being pulled away, right? People are seeing this as an opportunity for this whole crypto market to move up. So it's a very, very exciting time, guys. Welcome back to the live stream. We're going to do a lot more live streams in the future, guys. Welcome back to this channel. Like I said in my last video, guys, we are going to make more and more content for you guys. And the last video I've said as well, this was the time for me to come back, and what a good time it is, right? Like you just can't make this stuff up. Like I was like making these videos about saying, you know, like my strategies for 2024. I was like preparing the groundworks, just building up, making sure that I'm good at live streaming and everything, and making sure that, you know, like this personally, I'm good, like the solid foundation. So after coming back, personally making these videos, and then we see these insane pumps. And guess what? Obviously, I'm in a good position, right? Because, you know, as I've been building up my portfolio for a long time, right? So this is a great time to be not just back personally and making the gains myself, but it's great to make these gains together as a channel, because we are going to outperform, guys. That is my new goal, right? If you want a quick summary of my strategies for 2024 or my objectives, the objective is to make as much as possible, humanely possible, right? And it goes into like social fi, like taking a look at what is happening on these new horizons that we're going to cover. So anyways, that's a strategy video. I'm going to post that on the link for you guys here. But today what we're going to focus on is this massive pump today, and the take home from this pump, right? What's causing it? What's happening, and the take homes, and the massive wins that we're going to get along the way. So welcome, guys. Tell me where you guys are from. If you guys cannot sleep as well, tell me if you cannot sleep. It's right now, it's actually lunchtime for us in Hong Kong, so it's actually 12 noon right now. I'm actually super hungry. I'm gonna pop this. I promised myself I'm gonna pop my cola right to celebrate with you guys. I have a serious addiction to cola right now, but anyways, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Say where you are, tell me where you guys are from, tell me if you're excited, tell me how crazy this is gonna be. Institutional money is gonna be very different too. So anyways, let's go started. Cheers. We got Raph saying, coming in and saying, yep, following you since 2017. Thank you so much. We got Max55 says Dallas, Texas here. Phantom Brawler says I'm in St. Louis, want to come to Hong Kong one day. guys, it's actually really fun in Asia right now. Sometimes a little bit too crazy, but it's actually there's a lot of heating up, especially in Southeast Asia as well. Yeah, the scene is gonna get crazy, especially after, like I'm gonna say, after America comes down with the anti-crypto BS. That is when things are gonna pick up. So, anyways, guys, let's take a look at what triggered all this, right? So, what triggered all this is that the BlackRock iShares ETF is getting closer and closer and closer. So, what happened was that they actually, I think this was probably early miscommunication maybe, but it got listed in the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation. So there was actually the iShares popping up there, which triggered institutional investors to feel that this is coming a lot sooner than they think it would, right? Because we know that this Bitcoin ETF, it's been, we've been talking about it. If you guys are talking about 2017, we've been talking about Bitcoin's ETF since 2017, right? And it's a situation where we know that the SEC really doesn't want to approve this. But after losing their court case, the SEC has no choice, really, right? The courts really just said, hey, guess what, SEC? Your excuse of saying this market is manipulated, this market, these broad excuses, that's not going to work. So now we're finally getting that 1 inch closer. And I think this is a reality check. Right, being listed on the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation doesn't mean it's approved yet. All right, it doesn't mean the SEC approved it, but it's a reality check. It's like coming to it's about to come. Right, I almost regard this like the way I look at it. It's like when a new product's gonna be launched, like say a new iPhone or something, and then sometimes on like the Amazon website, it just lists the new iPhone and the specs out. It's just like a preview of what's gonna happen. This is that. This is that. This is exactly that, right? This is a preview, and this is a huge reality check to anyone who's an institutional investor, because for them, they're thinking, it's coming, doesn't matter, maybe 1 or 2 years, right? But the fact that it's being posted up here, right? It's like for them, it's like, okay, it's real now, guys. It's real. It's really happening. This is coming. I know we've been talking about it since 2017. But when it comes, it's going to be insane. And people know, right? If you're an institutional investor, you know what happened to gold, right? This is like, let's do a quick refresher. Gold, when they had an ETF, it surged by 350%, right? That's not 35, right? That's not 3.5%. That's 350% when it surged, when it got that ETF approval, right? Just look at that. The first ETF gold approval, it sent gold prices flying, right? Bitcoin's going to be insane because Bitcoin already has a reputation for being insane, right? Think of, right? This is the craziest part. Bitcoin, it's not going to repeat gold. It's been crazier than gold, right? Think about Bitcoin already is crazy. It's already crazy. Look at Bitcoin Max, right? And like you gotta. Like the only way to look at Bitcoin's growth is not through a linear chart, but through a logarithmic chart, right? Basically having a scale of a multiple of 10, right? That's the only way to like reasonably look at this chart, and you can see these crazy adjustments in price of Bitcoin, and that's why I think this is hitting people extremely hard, because it's coming one step closer. All right, people are seeing this being listed up. All right, iShares Bitcoin being listed up in DTCC. People are feeling, okay, look, people are looking at timeline, right? Institutional investors, not stupid. They're looking at timeline. They're saying, you know what? It's approaching another year soon, right? And if you look at the timeline for Bitcoin ETF approval, Bitcoin ETF approval chart, the timeline for that, right? Look at this, guys. All right, it's coming. The first one, ARK shares, it's in January. But then, look at this, right? Final deadline. I'm only looking at final deadlines here because we know that the SEC almost always makes decisions on final deadline when it comes to Bitcoin, because they've been hitting the delay button all the time, right? So we're not even going to look at, these like the first, second deadlines, the deal lines. We're not going to look at those because we know the SEC is always delaying, right? They're always delaying. They need to look at the final one, right? The final ones are what's important. 2024 final deadline for ARK shares, January. iShares, that's the BlackRock one, March, right? So time is getting short. If you want to accumulate, right? If you want to buy Bitcoin, that time is shrinking. That window of opportunity is shrinking, and people, and this is actually that's why the prices are going insane right now, right? When people are starting to buy, and just look at it, right? All right, let me just switch my chart up really quickly. Back to Bitcoin. Back to Bitcoin. This one. Come on, not total 3. Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Let's get the Coinbase one here. All right. So look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look, we thought 31K was resistance. Okay, and I was talking to my friend over the weekend about this, like before all this, and unfortunately my friend is a bear. Okay, he was bearish. He thought Bitcoin was going to go down to 21K, 18K, even putting out these small numbers, trying to freak us out in our friendship circle, right? But I was like, nah, no, you're wrong, sir. And he was like pushing me like super hard and telling me, yeah, 31K, right? That is resistance there, right? Look at how fast we smashed that. It was look at how fast we broke through that, right? It was a single candle, just broke through. Hey, you know what? Guess what, guys? 31K ain't that ain't gonna hold shit, right? So you can see the power of this, right? In terms of just breaking through these walls as if it's nothing, as if it's nothing. Bears are getting liquidated left, right, and center right now. Obviously, it's not going to grow up forever. Obviously, that's the excitement right now. We have this insane God candle. There's going to be some consolidation, which is what we're seeing right now. We got the pullback from 35,000 all the way to 34,000. Not too much, but guys, this is just a start, right? And this is the train. The train has started, right? The engines have started. The engines have just flipped. Right, so we know we are back. So welcome, guys, as well. We just want to say a big hi to everyone coming in the chat as well. We got ITF coming from India, Barry Curran from Vancouver, Eatman also from Vancouver, Fox fan, welcome back. Welcome back. Lauren Linger from Monterey, California. Must be really late for you guys over there. Llama 666 says, so we are back. And this is a preview. So something I want to bring your attention to right here is the Bitcoin Rainbow Chart. This is a chart that we've been looking at. So this chart has been drawn all the way since the start of Bitcoin, right? So this is start of Bitcoin here, 2010. It is yet again the logarithmic chart. So every one of these bars is 10 times, right? So it goes from $1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, right? So we're looking at this chart here, and it's actually kind of put in the cycles into perspective, right? So this is a cycle in 2021. Sorry, not 2021, 2011, sorry. This is like the cycle in 2013, cycle in 2018, cycle in 2021. And then, of course, after every major bull cycle, we enter these bear cycles. So that's when kind of you hit the bottom of the rainbow. And the bottom of the rainbow, they label it as like this, basically a fire sale. So we're pretty much here. We just kind of bumped out of the, basically it's a fire sale phase. And then, of course, you can see that we're also reaching the halving phase as well. If you see these halvings, this is when the Bitcoin mining, when the mine Bitcoin is half, right? This is programmed into Bitcoin protocol from the get-go. So right now it's up roughly around 4 years. It just halves, right? So the amount of Bitcoin being mined is half. We're basically moving out of that phase. I don't expect us to be like fully crazy. Okay, let's put a caveat here. I don't expect us to fully pump, all right, to these levels, to these red zones, like 100K above 100K for a bit, right? This is still our accumulation phase. This is where, as I said, on my previous video, this is when I start making videos, making content, getting kind of like training up until I'm like fully like strong. And then, of course, when we're at max strength, that's when the maximum run happens. That's what I'm looking for, right? And then, of course, that's gonna be fun times. Anyways, basically, I need to contain my excitement before people criticize me on live stream too much. But anyways, that's the rainbow chart for you guys. I still see us here. I still see us staying here a little bit. Okay, it could be in the green area. It could be this area until the ETF hits, and then it's basically off to the races. And something that's actually quite interesting as well, I think that's been covered on Reddit, just going back up here. So with Bitcoin going above $30,000, MicroStrategy is in profit. And this is really important because they can now flex in front of all their like friends on Wall Street, right? Because there was a period when Bitcoin was just falling in price, and then people were like, "Yeah, Michael Saylor, he's an idiot. You know why he buying this Bitcoin thing? Yeah, why that?" And he was accumulating, right? We saw that massive accumulation, and I bet his peers are probably just laughing at him on Wall Street, right? They're like, "Ah, what an idiot!" But now look who's laughing now. Like they are in profit, and they're gonna flex those gains, especially if Bitcoin moves. The more Bitcoin moves up, the more he can flex. And you guys really know as well, this year they changed the accounting rules too, right? Because Michael Saylor was booking a loss for a long time just because of how the booking system worked in the States, but they managed to change that, right? So now they can book these insane wins, and then it's a matter of time before all the other rich clients are like, yo, like rich people are like, they're like, yo, why don't we get that? Look at that guy over there. Why didn't we get that? And I've seen this like firsthand as well. It was kind of very interesting because like rich, like very extremely wealthy individuals, they behave differently, right? They're not as interested in the tech, right? Because like for me, I'm like super interested, like what's an UTXO? Like we've been talking about like these like deep dives into Bitcoin, right? Like what's a UTXO model, right? How does Lightning Network work? What's the mechanism behind that? Those rich people don't give a fuck about that. They're like, when's my paycheck, right? When am I gonna get that money, right? And this is like, there's no better way to make people jealous than making like insane rents and booking those on the table. So, anyways, I think this is going to be a big factor as well, moving forward, because now that the accounting system has changed, all these fundamentals that were holding Bitcoin, like not fundamentals, I think the ground. There were various factors on the ground level that was holding Bitcoin back, right? And that's slowly being changed, right? Whether it's accounting rules, whether it's regulatory perception of Bitcoin, whether it is the SEC Gary Gensler, they were holding Bitcoin back. But something that we're doing throughout this entire bear market was to show people, you know what? Gary Gensler, he's kind of a clown, right? Like if you actually watched Congress question Gary Gensler, there is considerable backlash against this guy because they see through the hypocrisy of all this, right? And that was what the House Speaker was getting at in the last congressional hearing was, hey, weren't you supportive? Like they're just asking directly, weren't you supportive of Bitcoin? It's Bitcoin a security. Can you just answer for us that, in plain simple words? And frick, like Gary Gensler couldn't even do that, right? That was how messed up Gary Gensler was. Like, let me see if I have this on a short. Let me just play this for you guys.
Matt, your view on Bitcoin, you've made comments on this. You believe Bitcoin is not a security. Is that true?
Well, I think the staff of the SEC have also ended prior
I'm
chair.
just asking you this question. This is not a gotcha. I thought there's going to be an easy softball into harder questions. Do you think Bitcoin is a security?
No, I think I've said this in the past that I think that it's.
I'm asking you to answer my question now. This is not supposed to be hard.
I know. I said it does not meet the Howey test, which is the law of the land about being.
So it doesn't meet the Howey test. So therefore, it's a commodity. Is that fair?
I would say it's not a security, and then the test is otherwise for other laws.
Well, your view on Bitcoin,
like,
you've made comments on
guys, that. Like this guy is making policy decisions in the States. Like he couldn't even answer a simple question, and that's his entire department. Really? Like, come on. Just that pause there too. That he had to think about how to answer this. Like, just give us a straightforward answer. This is your freaking job, right? If it was my job, if I was running the SEC, right, I would have been able to answer like that. Right? It's like this is such a simple question. Is Bitcoin a security? No. Done. Move on. Christ. Anyways, guys, so this is what's happening, right? So we've pretty much seen the hypocrisy of all this. We've seen these changes. We've seen how at the end of the day, right, the SEC is just an agency. It's just a government agency. It's not going to control the world. It's not going to change everything. That's what we're establishing now. And then we're establishing that also that if the Bitcoin ETF is an inevitability. Inevitability. I can't pronounce it. And of course, we see in a preview, right? This is what's scary. What's FOMOing institutional investors. This preview that is coming, right? Now that, oh wow, it's appearing in DTCC. Oh my God. Oh, all right. Now let's take this seriously. And then once this happens, it's gonna be a chain effect. It's gonna be a chain effect because there's a slew of ETFs that are being that are waiting to be approved. I realize now that you guys cannot fully see this, but there's a slew of ETFs. Deadlines are coming up, and we see that. So now we see the strength in the market, and I want to say a few things. The last ending words on the market and everything about this. So first and foremost, we smashed through the resistance. That's great, but also what's kind of interesting is I initially thought if this was a trader dictated market, that the market makers would rather push the market down, right? Because at that point, because we had that freaky weird news that liquidated a lot of the shorts in the space that just pumped Bitcoin really high. So the majority of market orders should be in longs, right? Because the shorts were liquidated in that really small cycle with the little blimp that we saw previously. So if it was a pure market maker play and they're taking the counter side of the trade, then it's much profitable for them to just push the market down and suppress the price of Bitcoin. But this is the opposite. We see the market moving up, which means that the bulls are now taking control. It's not just traders. It's just not just market makers. The bulls are actually taking control, and there's actually liquidity coming into the market. So that's actually a very important detail that we really shouldn't forget at this current point. So if you're a trader, right, you realize that it's not just about market makers anymore. It's really about the markets, right? And then what institutional investors are going to do at this current point. So now that the God candle's out, right? That's going to be quite scary. Like we're looking at supposedly the next resistance is going to be at around 40K. Well, that's interesting because we now know that with these God candles being so strong, right? We could well push past that. We could push to 48K. And people are going to choke when they buy Bitcoin at these prices because they're like, oh my God, we missed out on this insane deal. But anyways, guys, that's my take on it. That's actually really a fun time. I've also been playing a little bit on bot trading, which is kind of interesting. That's my latest experiment. I told you in my last video that I'm experimenting on bot trading. This is an experiment that's been going on for around 60 days now and using this particular platform. How this came about was actually one of my friends. He was actually making this platform. And I actually saw him demo this and I was like, hey, this is actually pretty interesting. It's actually pretty, like, it seems pretty clean. That's what I kind of liked about it. It was clean. It was showing me what was happening. So I'll just show you a little bit of preview. I'm going to make a little bit of a longer video on it. But what was happening, I guess you can see this. Let me move myself a little bit. So this is when I started. It started with a small amount of money, of course, and once it starts and trades, you can sometimes win and sometimes lose. So there's the cumulative loss or the gain, and you can see here that we're gaining massively in the past few days. So yeah, it's been quite a cool experiment. I was just like looking at these bots and what they are trading, whether they are buying or selling. But yes, the last few days, because the market has these huge movements, it's actually good for these bots. So these bots are just like raking money from the market. I actually have 5 bots running at the same time. So they have different strategies in each of them. And each of them are set to use a certain amount of money in the wallet. So I have this link to my Bybit wallet, and they are set to use, just ignore this number here. It's because it's a 100x leverage. It's using actually only just like 5% of my wallet. So each time it trades, it uses around 5% of the funds to make that trade. But it displays as 500x because it uses the 100x leverage. It's like ignore these numbers for a sec. But it uses that amount to trade, and it's actually making some really good trades. Like say for example, this bot here, the stand-up bot was actually the AIRS003. I was actually looking at what it was doing. It was just longing. Right? It was just like selectively longing and open long positions here, and it's openly progressively bigger and bigger long positions, which is quite interesting. But anyways, I'll talk a little bit more about bots because it's something else I'm spinning up as well, because I feel like that's something that when the markets are moving, that's when these bots can actually rake in a lot, as opposed to when it's just stagnant and flat and sideways trading. Then that's when bots aren't really exciting. But this is actually a really exciting time. On that note as well, guys, I visited a Bybit exchange. I've been using it a lot more recently because it actually fulfills a lot of my trading needs. These needs were actually it's actually quite important because over the years I've grown not as just a hodler but as a trader, and I used FTX a lot. You guys probably know that, and FTX a little bit wrecked over there. Good news on FTX as well. It seems to be the case that we're almost going to get 80 to 90% of our money back. So if you're stuck there, hodl on. But recently I migrated all my trades to Bybit, and if you guys want to join me on that, there is a special promo code down below that you can join. And as part of that special deal, you get to get an iPhone draw as well. So you can get to draw a lucky draw for 3 iPhones. You know me, I'm like the worst shiller possible, but let me just put this here. So welcome this here. But that's a special thing that we dealt with. Like we actually talked to the guys at Bybit. I actually visited their offices, which actually made me feel a lot more safe, because it's actually a 3-story office. You know, it wasn't like actually a 4-story office. Yeah. So that's the Bybit promo code. You can see the promo code is here. This is Ron's special one, or Bob. This is actually my one. Actually, I'll put that in the chat down here. But yeah, if you want to join, if you join now, basically we're gonna do a live draw, and anyone who joins KYCs and makes their first trade, they qualify, and we're gonna draw people to give away 3 iPhones on there. So it's gonna be quite exciting for you guys as well if you guys are interested. So join now. Like if there's any time to join, it's now rather than later. Especially like once the bull market hits, joining exchanges are going to be really hard. Like trust me, from last market, it could take 3 or 4 weeks before you get an account during the bull. But right now, because everything's still good, their KYC teams are like fast, like this, right? And then of course, if you guys cannot join or you're restricted, I do have a small tip in a new video coming up very soon. It involves getting a different, for me, it worked for me, all right, but may not work for everyone. But there was a small tip for people coming up in upcoming video. So guys, thank you guys so much for coming out on the stream. MetaMaster X says, how is your channel still 278k subs? Man, during the bear market, it doesn't grow. Like I think it grows slowly, but once it steps up, it's crazy. Boxmining says last bull run was insane. Next one should be epic. I think the next one will be like beyond epic. Like for real, guys, for real. I'm excited for it. I mean, obviously we have a little bit of patience. It's not gonna be like tomorrow, but I do see within this 1 year time, we're gonna go crazy, which is why yet again it's time. Like for me, you can just see not just what me saying, but just look at what I'm doing. We're live streaming more, we're making more content. Why? Because I want this for everyone. All right, I want to bring everyone on board. I want to be like fit AF, ready AF for this bull market, and it's gonna be exciting, fun. So guys, thank you all guys also for the support as well over the last few years. It's been a crazy ride for me, and I know I've been pausing making videos for a while, and it was a good break. I felt like it was a needed break. I tried to use the time to just like work on myself, trying to lose a little bit of weight. I was getting really fat. I actually looked at an old picture of myself, and I was fat, man. I was really fat, and that was a situation where I wasn't happy as where I was going, because I was just like streaming, investing, buying, then eating a lot, and I love dessert. I love sugar. And it was a situation I just needed to work that stuff off. So now I'm trying to hit the gym. I actually went to the gym this morning trying. I'm not good at it in any means, by the words. I'm not a gym freak by any means, right? But I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. That's been, it's been hard, but rewarding. Let me just show you guys this here. This is something I'm proud of, kind of proud of. All right. So I guess I'll show you guys this here. Let's see if this magnifies. So that was me during the bull market. Like my weight went up as the prices of Bitcoin went up. It was just like straight up, right? So that was just time and that was weight. And then throughout this time, I did an aggressive keto diet. Here you can probably see that here, aggressive keto diet. But now I'm kind of in this maintenance mode where I'm just like kind of maintaining, going to the gym and being just like at a healthy weight loss. Yeah, that's been my my goal, and I hope you guys can be healthy too, because that's the other thing I realize. It's not just about the money, right? The money is part of it, but being able to be healthy, it actually really affects happiness. You can make money and you can be sad. You know, I've seen a lot of people who are like that. They just make money, they're sad. And I just didn't want to do that. So I want to have goals and I wanted to work out, and I hope you guys can join me, whether or not you can. But regardless, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be Protolist is opening a position of Michael's weight. It better be a freaking short, okay? That Protolist is 10x long. No man, no brother, not going back there again. Definitely not going back there again. Maybe mid next year, but at least for now, I'm gonna stay. You guys better short that weight, okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. We're gonna do a lot more content. There's Hong Kong FinTech Week coming up. There is the Boxmining testnet if you want to watch Ron stream. So we have Ron. He's been streaming nonstop. He's been pretty good at streaming too. This guy, he's got a hat. He's cool. But he's on Boxmining testnet where he's testing out new content. And he's actually getting okay. I think pretty good. So congrats, Ron, on that. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in today.